You mean in terms of dressing?
Dressing,
oh,
everything.
Just my own clothes. I've just broken away from the tradition of ties and jackets. And I decided to do a collage of African art, comfortable clothes for work. And, I've thrown away ties now. And if you don't like it, tough luck.
We love it.
It's my fashion.
We love it. Welcome to Yarna FM. We're going to jump into our discussion. Really, this is an opportunity for you to talk to Botswana, young Botswana. Our radio station is for the youth, and you know we are predominantly a young nation. I know, excuse the black, the salt and pepper. Hopefully,
You're not far.
I'm right behind you.
Yeah.
I'm right behind you with the wisdom. So we're going to jump into our discussion this morning, and Botswana are excited to have you in the country, and obviously we are looking forward to hearing.
Right.
For now, the real philosophy I want to share is a concept called shopping skills.
Yeah.
Because for
You
me,
did say this.
life is about shopping.
Yeah.
And then I speak once, you hear me twice. So if I say something, then you only don't hear the platonic, you must also hear the intention of the comment. So the first law of shopping, before you go shopping, you must bath. And I'm saying this at a very high level of African thinking. When you say bath, I'm not just meaning physical bathing. Of course, that's important. But I'm looking at psychological bathing, emotional bathing, spiritual bathing, economic bathing. So that while you're cleaning up the outside, be also in the business of cleaning up the inside. And so we don't need a new Africa. We need new Africans.
And on that note, hold it right there. We need new Africans.
The Big Breakfast Show.
Good morning, everyone.
Okay. That's the show. Done. You don't need to say anything more. That's it. We're done.
You know where to find us. 97.5 FM. Yarna FM.
But
So if we just start with a bit of just background, especially for the young person.
for the young person, yeah,
Have an idea.
Now I don't waste too much of time on introduction. They can find it.
they'll find you.
Just a little bit.
You can see you're holding 3 pages, they're all CV.
Yeah. Just for context, because these ones have a very short span of attention. So they
12-month guarantee.
Well, you've been very intentional though about just being a voice on the continent. Did you ever imagine you would be where you are now?
What messed me up is that the guys who are smuggling drugs, the guys who are smuggling and doing business in Sagari and etc. No, so I decided to become a smuggler also of information.
Of information and wisdom.
And be intentional. And those that are stealing are not ashamed. Those that are doing it are doing it. Whether it is child trafficking or what.
Yeah.
And so why must we shy away also from being violent?
From doing righteous things.
In terms of breaking the colonial walls
And changing the mindset.
few that have been able to reach out to. That's okay.
Because that is essentially what our president is trying to do right now in terms of one of his ideas is that we need a reset. We need a mind change reset.
And for politicians to say that, for me, it gets a bit disheartening. Because you are saying we need a mindset change, but you not even create the budget right now to say, let's translate the books into local languages. Let us begin to create the industries that we need. Okay, instead of sending beef out of the country, let's process it. Let's now begin to package it nicely.
Let's cut our own diamonds.
Let's protect our own
people come and buy them from us.
Let's protect our own Khoisan people in the forest. So it's politics to say. But the reality is convert that.
Can we talk about that though, like a little bit?
We can.
Because I'm like, it's a
that's...
burning issue for me, that thing. Because I've said,
I'm going to be gentle because I'm still going to see.
Yeah, no, I know. But maybe you also can help him with the reset agenda that he's trying to get.
It must not become a cosmetic conversation. It must become intentional. After you finish talking, do it.
Yeah, I'm all for that.
Reset is not building more colonial structures, more bureaucracy, and blocking the same progress you're talking about.
All right. Let's jump into it.
What should I do with that message?
Yarna FM, Live the Music. On the Big Breakfast Show this morning, we are honored to have Bishop Maponga in the studio. Let's jump right into our discussion this morning. You were just letting us know, giving us a nugget of wisdom there about just how we need new Africans.
We need new African. The first law, I've written a book actually entitled Shopping Skills. So the first law I put in that book is that we need a society that knows where the shower is. And we need to wash away the dirt of yesterday. We need to wash away the thinking of yesteryear. We need to come out of these houses with clean faces.
Right.
We cannot always be walking on the global stage with evidences of last night's disaster in Germany, smelling breaths. And when I'm saying our mouths are smelling, when I'm saying we still have the evidence of where we slept, I hope you can hear what I'm saying. It cannot always become a basket case of unhygienic Africans, and in all aspects. So we need, firstly, to go and find a shower. Number two, write your list at home before you go shopping. You must know what you want in life. So that when you are at the shop, you can actually identify and buy what you want. What am I saying? I'm saying as an African people, we need to start identifying the critical things that are important. There's nothing as dangerous as walking into the mall with money, but no list. You're going to bring lots of things that you don't need and waste your money. Our governments need to write their list at home. And you write your list by going back to the community and finding out what exactly do they need. So that by the time you have the money from our taxes, you can begin to buy and invest in those very critical things that are there. This whole thing of capital city is bad for me. Because capital cities end up attracting the whole country towards the capital city. Decentralize these things so that money is able to access people in Michudi, in Mahalape, in Maung, in Lobate, and make those economies viable to the resources that they have and reduce this congestion of capital city. You can almost say it's capitalism. Capital city. And then you end up worrying about crime, worrying about health issues, and etc. because you've crowded in the colonial mindset that is grab from everybody else and build one place. That model will not work for us. So, Bath, number two, write your list at home. And
Do you know what? Before we even get to number two, I want to understand the concept of this shopping. What is this shopping?
it's a behavior modification strategy where if I say to you, you're a dog, you will fight with me. But if I say, let's talk about a dog, we can talk about a dog. Then after talking, I say, but how come your behavior is closer to that?
Your mannerisms.
So I pick up the shopping mall because all of us like shopping.
Yes.
And I want to look at the principles around the shopping mall that can protect you while you're in the shopping mall. It's a religious, cultural, moral lesson for the young people of how to look for partners. It's a cultural, political conversation on how do we walk into the shopping mall. So it is both cultural, it is intellectual, it is youth development, it is marital counseling. And as you say, in my philosophical world, I designed this tool so that I can actually package lots of information within an understandable paradigm to explain from the known to the unknown. So if I say write your list at home, for example, or say eat at home, for example, eat at home before you go shopping, so that don't go to the shopping mall hungry. You end up being a nuisance in the mall. What am I talking about? Eat at home, invest at home, enjoy home, have your roots at home, so that you don't run around the shopping mall in life always looking for food out there. We can't constantly be exporting and sending our stuff at home.
Theology, you apply it into your fellow countrymen, you know, uplift your own.
From a family, from an individual to a family, to a country, to a continent.
That's where
We
it
can't be
starts.
talking about Africans drowning the Mediterranean.
Yes.
Eat at home. We're talking to our political leaders. After you make your money, don't take it to Dubai. Don't run away and put it in Mauritius and Virgin Islands and etc. Eat at home.
Wow.
Invest your
Build a
things at
penthouse
home.
here.
Wow.
One of the kids was like, when are the penthouses coming? We want them here. we
Yeah,
are,
so
I was just going to ask, we are in a country where we've got a president who's now pushing a reset agenda. One of his, ideas is that Botswana generally need to just reset their thinking. How do you accomplish that?
It's a beautiful idea to reset. But reset means you want to set the phone back to its factory settings.
Default settings.
Because now there are too many apps that are on it. You want to do a reset.
Yeah.
So the question is the president ready to delete WhatsApp, to delete Facebook, to delete all the other programs that have been filtering and flooding the phone that it can no longer function? By the time you're talking about resetting a phone, do you have the intention to rewrite your academic issues? Do you have an intention of changing the legal laws? Do you have an intention of changing the health rules and how local medicines can make it to the shelves? Do you have intentions of rewriting academic books so that they speak of African history? Do you have an intention of respecting the Khoisan people who still want to walk the borders between Botswana and Namibia without interruption? Do you have an intention? So it's one thing to speak about a reset, But you cannot speak about the reset when you are sitting in a colonial chair.
And are you ready with an operating system to install?
There you go. There you go.
That
So
is
you can,
gonna run
and
things.
unfortunately, our politicians have become the second phase of colonizers because they go there not to change the system, but they go there to maintain the system.
And benefit from it.
Boom.
So we, you took us through the shopping trip.
There are 22 principles, so we won't finish.
So, yeah.
We won't finish.
Number one was that you should be clean.
must be clean.
Clean yourself before you go. Step number two to get there.
Write your list at home. Write your list at home. And
Yeah.
step number 3, please eat at home.
Please eat it.
Yes.
Don't go hustle hungry.
Yes, number 4, I want rice somewhere it is sweet. Number 4, don't come to the shop too early, don't come too late. So that you don't bring up your children on the retirement money. You know, I'm looking at the Mugabe era. You are coming in too late. 25 years, 26 years late in power, you still don't talk land issues. So you are late. There are things we must do right at the beginning and get this thing done once and for all. And for young people, don't date too early. You may end up in trouble. And don't advertise what you're not selling.
So wait.
We don't want to see the cleavage in front and cleavage at the back because what we see is what we come for.
Yeah.
Show us much more. So,
Backtrack there for a second. You said he's coming late with the land issues. Clarify that.
I mean, you were in power for 20, 30 years and you agreed with the Lancaster House about land and you sat on that thing and finally when Tony Blair refused to pay for the land, then boom. That's the reason we went to war in the first place, to get land back to the people. And by the time he did it, he was almost late. We had lost years of progress, waiting for the British to honor their promise, to give us money and pay back the white farmers that had used Zimbabwe as a retirement home for themselves. So don't do it late. Don't bring up children on the retirement funds. You know, do it when you still have energy. When kids want to play with them. Right now, when the community still wants to work with you, work with them. Work with them. When I'm rushing somewhere, don't advertise what you're not selling. We over-market our products. And who wants to eat food that has been burning in the sun for all this time? I mean, I'm talking figuratively, of course.
Yes.
But let's not over-advertise our countries for abuse and rape from other countries. That's not right.
Do you know
We're
when
not for sale.
when you talk about that, it takes me to an issue, Bedwa, I think we've discussed this. I'm so passionate about it. And I hope you get into discussion with the president about this. Botswana has zero exchange controls. And the insistence is that these zero exchange controls means that investors will come. But this is what happens. Investors come, cheap labor, use up whatever is in the land, and take away 100% of everything they make here out to their countries with no, with absolutely no inhibition.
And then Botswana say, our economy is better than South African economy. And I ask, which part of the economy? You don't even own this economy. Multinational companies run in, and the democratic system gives the multinational companies power to come in your country and use and take resources at the price at which they want and resell them to the international market and not return their money. They take the goods out here.
Yeah.
When they are paid in Germany, they don't bring the money back to Botswana to bank it here. They bank it there.
Yeah.
You cannot run countries like that.
Wow. So given your experience though, in the way that you approach issues, Pan-Africanism, how much appetite do you think is there within the existing leadership, especially in the region, okay, to change and to look at things differently?
When you're dealing with children and you put a healthy diet there and you put cakes there and you put sweets, you know where they're going to rush to.
Yes.
And the fact that this is sweet and nice doesn't mean that it's healthy.
Right.
The conversation I'm having right now is not a dessert conversation. It is the real meal. This for me is the real meal. I don't need to look for appetite. You remember when your grandmother gives you porridge, it has nothing to do whether you like it or not. You eat this.
Yes.
Because this is life. So when we run around again life looking for appetites, I mean, I could open up a church and do in the name of Jesus. And then I'll have an appetite for that. I will fill up a church and collect money as much as I want also, like everybody's doing. But really, is that the purpose of life? Just to lie to people and do what has appetite? I could support also opposition parties and just make noise. Is that life? So what we are talking about is not about finding appetite, madam.
Okay.
We are here to have that uncomfortable conversation, which must happen anywhere. And principle number 4, number 5, I'll skip a few more, you know. And don't eat on the shelf. This is for young people. You said let me talk to young people.
Yes, please.
Don't eat on the shelf. And don't be eaten on the shelf. You know? If someone likes you, at least they must get you and take you somewhere where it is more meaningful. And for all the boys that are out there, my message is if you break it, consider it yours. If you make someone pregnant, come on, own up to it.
Yeah.
Pick
Yeah.
up your pieces. That's
Yeah.
what life is all about.
Mm-hmm.
And don't put your soft issues, your bread at the bottom, and then put packets of beans and potatoes on top. You squash the other issue. Issues of milk and ice cream, we deal with them last when you're walking out of the shopping mall. But if you can't find what you're looking for, look for the man that is in uniform. If in case you didn't hear me well, keep a smile on your face. You're on CCTV. There's someone up there who is watching. And don't fill up your basket with stuff that you cannot afford. And last principle, please, young people, take your goods away from this shop and get away from here. We don't want to deal with the recycled goods. Remember, in some life choices, you can only make a good choice once. So I'm not talking to returning residents. And let's allow the young people who are still fresh, who are going out there to make decisions. Let them get the correct information. So I know already the other day I presented it. Oh, so what do you say about us who already have children? I'll address you on another day. Can we allow those that are still going to make the right decisions to make the right decisions? That's reset for me.
Okay, and it's interesting because Botswana is a largely it's a youth-dense population. Over 70% of the population is what is termed youth, under 40. Now, we have a problem here. In the country, this is the biggest group of voter apathy. So you find that the way things are is dictated by the elder citizens because they vote. The youth in the country are not interested in politics, are not interested in these issues. What would you say, sitting across from Botswana, there we have Lungo, to say, you know...
These ones who know it all and know nothing
And they
at
don't
all.
participate.
Listen to me carefully. You are sitting in a bus, and the bus is has a driver. And then people mess up politics because they think politics is making noise in the back of the bus, toying and breaking windows. But nothing will change unless we make time to talk to the driver so that they can champion the bus towards the direction that we want it to go. We therefore challenge the young people. Do not leave your future in the hands of old people. They will not be there in the future. You get involved now so that you can change the trajectory and the conversation around political issues. You can begin to infuse yourselves and your appetites, the things that you want to see achieved and done in the government by getting involved in the very same system. This is the last time when I fought with the church. My church, from where I'm coming from, I won't mention the name. Don't get involved in politics. For politics is for the devil. And what the mark of the beast and what and what and what.
Yes.
And I listen carefully and say, but when the same politics you are avoiding, when democracy and peace comes, who enjoys the peace? And if you as a church are responsible for producing the most responsible citizens, then why are you obstructing them from getting involved in politics? Yet you say Christians, so if Christians were able to run the country from the Christian principles of their own churches, wouldn't we have a better country? So what is the use of telling us to be upright in churches and yet tell us again, don't get involved in the politics? Then what are you saying? What are you saying?
It's contradictory.
It's almost to make this car but never allow it to drive. We need participation from the church. We need participation from the youth. And pastors, do not preach too much heaven and postpone people's lives in the sweet by and by. We are not here just to wait for the coming of Jesus. We are here to occupy until he comes. We are here so that we can have dominion. We are here so that we can multiply. We are here so that we can be fruitful. We are here so that we can make an impact. Here, we can't just be preaching death and resurrection and disappearing to heaven. We want to have an effective community that functions to transform itself. And if he comes, let him say, you were faithful over little. Come inside. I'll make you faithful over much.
Ladies and gentlemen,
My Jesus.
Bishop Maponga on the Big Breakfast Show. All right, our time is almost up, Bishop. Where are you headed next? You are a voice that is very necessary and very welcome in most African countries, and that is why you can see the appetite for your voice.
We just finished Namibia. We're here in Botswana. I will shoot through into Zim. We have a leg that is waiting for us in Ghana. We're doing Egypt, but the most exciting of them all, I think towards September, we're in Berlin, in Germany, where I'm taking some of the kings from Africa. And we have booked the very conference room where Africa was
Oh
divided.
no, because
No
this
way.
is why
And we
I'm
want to get back into that conference room and make a declaration that what was agreed in this room is no longer valid.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I don't
Look,
think we
I'm
can.
stunned.
I'm stunned. I'm stunned. Are you gonna leave the leopard skin for me? Because I need you. Gotta leave me with something. You can't just leave.
We
I
have
can't
something
take-
we're living with you. We do a competition on your show. I think about 2 or 3 T-shirts that we.
Oh, you're giving away T-shirts?
Oh,
Fantastic.
man. You know what? I'm so humbled because we did speak about the Berlin conference. Africa Day was just about 2 weeks ago, and so to see that you're actually going to take it there.
In that very room. In that very
oh
room.
my jeez.
Message says, son of Marara, send greetings to the great philosopher.
Yeah, and there's
our
another-
listeners are very happy this morning.
Yeah, there's another one here. Good morning, breakfast team. This is amazing. Couldn't we have him for 3 hours?
We could, but you know.
There's another one says, my mom and I are huge fans because the bishop is a sharpshooter and we watch all of his shows on
Abafundi, Umoja Love.
Yeah. If we have him for 3
Yes.
hours, he'll take over the country, so we can't. 30 minutes is enough.
That's
Yes.
what I
Are
know.
you doing any event locally?
We have an event at Avani,
Oh,
which
fantastic.
is running immediately now. It's a career boosting startup innovative workshop where we are calling all the youth. If you are in town, please make your way to Avani. It has started already today and tomorrow. And ABSA is one of the sponsors there.
Is
With
there an
the-
entrance fee? Or do they have to register?
I think the man himself can tell us what's happening there.
What's happening?
Most definitely, the event is on right now as I speak. It is going to be today and tomorrow. So the fee is 6.5.
All right.
Yes, so it's quite a very powerful. This is the fifth year doing it on a roll.
All right.
All
It's
right,
the same
fantastic.
platform that Lumumba came the other time. So
Yes.
Okay.
All
I
right.
see.
the same
Okay.
organizers, yeah.
Absolutely fantastic. Well, thank you so much for blessing us with your wisdom and being on the show. We are very, very honored to have had you today.
I don't know who you are going to give the t-shirts to, but since you asked for something, you take one and then give the other one away.
Yeah,
Or-
no, definitely. We will definitely give away the T-shirts to our listeners, but that will happen tomorrow.
How will we do it though?
We will.
But
It'll
we'll think of
happen
something.
tomorrow, yeah.
Okay, tomorrow is Day of the African Child, so we'll think of something.
It's
and-
June
and get it
16
done.
tomorrow, so
Yeah.
we can do that tomorrow. I don't want to go home now.
Look, and the messages are coming in. I wish this was longer, but we've got to do
The
this.
straight and forward philosopher.
Well, fine, let's see what we can do. I'm here until Friday. Let's see what we can do if we can temper around something.
You're here until Friday?
Yeah.
Can we get him back on Friday? Thursday?
Tomorrow, but he's on. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
We'll talk about
Well,
it.
we're pushing our luck. But thank you so much,
Kotho.
Bishop Maponga, for
Pula.
honoring us.
Ah,
Pula.
Pula, ya
Ayine.
Mariga.